All right, we are recording. All right. Good morning. My name is Sandra, and welcome to my channel From Lack to Legacy. On this channel, we're all things money, investing, and mindset, particularly how to go from a scarcity mindset to a mindset of abundance. If this sounds like something that you're interested in, please stay. If this is your first time, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you've been here before, you've been on the channel before, then you know we're all about investing and making Black women, helping them get more financially literate. And I'm honored tonight. I have a guest, Lisa J. Stocks. I don't know if you guys are familiar with her channel, but I'm going to let her tell you all about it and everything that she's doing over there to help Black women become more financially literate and get their money together. So, without further ado, I'm going to let Lisa do an intro and tell you all about herself and what she does on her channel. Lisa, thank you for joining me. First of all, thank you. It really is an honor. I've been watching your channel and binge watching some of your content, and I'm telling you, it's just good stuff. I'm happy to see so many Black and Brown women in the space talking about money. So, welcome to From Lack to Legacy.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your support. I appreciate you reaching out to me. So I started my channel pretty recently, I think just like you. I started back in December of 2022. And I just felt the finally felt the urge to go forward with it and just show people what I'm doing here for my family and just try to give some encouragement to save, invest, build wealth, stay out of debt, and just, find a better way because we don't have to be here struggling all our lives.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was what drew me. I was like, we speak the same language. I think that's what I said to you in that initial email. I was like, I really want to talk to you because we speak the same language. We're talking about money. And another thing that drew me is I think in one of your interviews or you have shared in just out here in the space is that you weren't born wealthy. It's not like you came from wealth
Yes.
and there was something along the way that got you engaged in finances. So do you mind sharing just a little bit about your upbringing and your early experiences with money? Anything that helped shape your current perspective on finances? How did you get here today, Lisa?
How did I get here today? Well, let me just start by saying I definitely did not come from money, did not come from wealth, did not grow up in a house, a single family house with a white picket fence, nothing like that. I'm just a regular person. Um, Firstborn, first generation, I'm sorry, child of immigrants, first generation born in the US. Uh, Very young parents, very young teenage parents. And I wind up following in their same footsteps. I was a teen mom. So there was lots of struggle. And growing up, my grandmother, my maternal grandmother, and my mother provided most of the financial care for me. It was the three of us for many years living together prior to my mom getting married later on in life. But they cared for me, and I saw them struggle to pay the bills and make ends meet and keep me in Catholic school because that was a priority that they had. So that's something a little different. But we were living in usually the three of us were in a two-bedroom apartment, just trying to, make ends meet, struggling, just to have the basic necessities. My money, my perspective on money was I didn't have much of an example to bring into my adult life. I
Mhm.
just saw them working and getting the bills paid, and there really wasn't much money left over afterwards.
Mhm. You know, Lisa, it's so interesting that you say that. I promise you, the more you reveal about yourself, the more parallels I see. I don't believe in any coincidences. I don't believe in, like accidental meetings and that kind of thing. I believe that it's totally aligned that you and I should talk. We have so many things in common. Because your story, your money story from the beginning is pretty similar to mine too. I did not come from money, but There was something along the way. Can you recall any pivotal moments or realizations that sparked your interest in investing? Was it coming from such humble beginnings? Because I know for myself, I was like, oh no, I will never, ever, ever. What was your moment? What was that time in your life where you realized, okay, I want to make a better choice or I need to do something different?
Well, I would say that as far as investing came easy to me as far as the 401k,
Mhm.
because I made the poor decision to drop out of college. I graduated from high school and got started in college when I was 17 years old. I turned 18 my second semester in college, but I had a young daughter at the time, and it was a lot of struggle taking care of her financially. I didn't have a car, just a lot of, obstacles. And I let it weigh on me, and I decided to drop out. I started working full time when I was about 19 years old.
Mhm.
I've worked full time ever since. And so, as far as investing, I was always contributing to my 401k because I was working. Even if
Mhm.
it was a small percentage, I was contributing. And even if it was based off of, my modest salary at that time, I was contributing. But a few years ago, I bought my first, I'm not sure, I guess the investing came before this, but I bought my first investment rental property. And with that, the people around me, they kind of said to me, well, maybe once you have enough rental properties and maybe you can get into property management. And I kind of saw that I don't have to work the 9 to 5 until I'm 70 years old. I said, I can contribute to, and I have another family member that has their own business that I also contribute towards. So I said, maybe I could just focus on family businesses, rental income coming in, and that's enough. But I need the investments. The money that's in my retirement is staying there, and I want to actually continue to contribute to it, even if I do stop working the main day job.
Mhm.
Um, but I need to have investments and money building and growing in a different way, not saving. I need investments that I can tap into in an earlier age than retirement.
Lisa, you tapped into and tagged on so many topics there. Number one, you talked about investment properties, not just single family homes. I heard you talk about that pivotal moment where you realized exchanging your time for dollars is not going to make you wealthy. That is the investment piece. It's that
Mhm.
extra piece that is really going to ensure that we're creating wealth. So, can you talk to me a little bit more about your plan for building wealth? Because I know that's a big part of what you talk about too. It's not just investing for the sake of investing and amassing money, but it sounds like you're building a legacy for yourself.
Well, the properties has been really rough with lack of inventory. I was getting outbid constantly. People were just in my area, um, just putting in over, bidding over the asking price, no contingencies, very strong offers that I wasn't able to compete with, even though I was ready to buy at least, two more properties, just wasn't coming together. And now with the interest rates so high, I'm not getting into anything that's not the right deal for me because I need to be profiting from day one. I'm not going to be taking on a property, not even knowing when in the future I'm going to be able to refinance. I'm not getting in this to be paying for my tenants to be living there and I'm not profiting. So
Mhm.
that's kind of been at a standstill. But in addition to that, I just been trying to focus on contributing as much as possible to the portfolios that I'm building for myself. And I also have one for my daughter. I think a big part of me getting into investing is I wanted to move forward with it, but at a point I had to pull myself back and say, Lisa, you're not going to benefit from your investing until you get any consumer debt out of the way. So that had to be eliminated. I wanted to make sure that I had savings on hand so that I could pay for an expense. It's not, there's not going to be a credit card bill accumulating, building again. So that had to be in place. So I had to dial it back there for a second and say, hey, get this on track. And then you can move forward with your investing and know that that's all just going to be really, truly wealth building. And you don't have to deal with any struggles behind you. And so with that, I just try to, I was a little scatterbrained at first, but now I've tried to get on track with building the type of portfolio that I think is solid. You know, ETFs, blue chip stocks. If I get into something kind of speculative, it's going to be a very small percentage of my portfolio. And another way I avoid letting any obstacles hold me back is dollar cost averaging and realizing if I can only do $5 or $10, that's not going to stop me. I'm going to invest. There is not a day that the stock market is open that I don't invest.
I love it, Lisa. I'm telling you, I don't know if you know this, but I'm a part of or affiliated with an organization called Exodus Summit. And the reason women, Black women in particular, and money is so important to me is because of my affiliation with this organization. I have met some wonderful Black women, Lisa. And a lot of them have a goal of either expatting, leaving the United States, or retiring early, fire. And they have real financial goals. But so many of us grew up, I think, pretty similar to the way we grew up. Nobody was talking about money. Money was, there was nothing to discuss. I don't know about you, but for my family, they were basically trying to survive. So there was never a discussion about investment and how do you make money, make money. But you bringing this up, I think it should serve for other women that are watching, that if you have a financial goal, you can absolutely do it, but it starts with a solid plan. I think even before that, Lisa, you spoke to this. It starts with your mindset. You have to have this shift and you have to have an awareness that this is necessary. It is necessary that we address our finances. It is necessary that we address our mindset and that we set a plan. And it sounds like that's what you did. You had a definitive plan. I've heard you talk about investing in real estate. I've heard you talk about investing in the stock market. Is there any other part to your portfolio besides the real estate and the stock market investments? Would you advise any other form of investment for women who are trying to round out their portfolios?
No, there's nothing specifically, but definitely, I would definitely say your savings, not to be in the local bank or credit union. Have that savings in a high yield savings account because I want to maximize every dollar. Or, find a place that is in line with the highest interest rate that you can possibly get in the current economic situation that we are in. Right now, I would say if it doesn't start with the number 4 or 5, 4 point something or 5 point something, that's not the place for you.
Mm-hmm. No longer do we have to put our money in savings accounts with the 1.1% yield, the
0.0.01.
percent yield.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Lisa, thank you for that too. But I think a lot of people don't invest because there's this element of fear. They don't know, number one, a lot of people just don't have the knowledge or the background information. And so I'm hoping that through this interview, we can shed a little light. But I also know that people can sometimes be fearful, particularly as Black women. We've heard all kinds of horror stories how some of our relatives or friends or family have lost money with some sketchy investment or they didn't have enough information investing. What do you do? How do you address those fears? Or have you ever had to deal with that for yourself or others that you encounter through your YouTube channel and your work with women in finance? How do you help women address the fear if they have this fear of, I don't want to lose money?
Well, I mean, You have to look at the big picture here. I hope they're at least not fearful to contribute to their 401k, but like I said, I have a need to have investments that could be accessible to me when I want them to be. I am a long-term investor, so it's not as though I'm investing into something with the intention of selling it next year, but I want to have investments for myself, for my daughter who's not working. I don't want her to wait until she's 25 to start getting into investing. I want people to know and not have the fear of building wealth in this way. And even if you just look at historically, the rate of return for the stock market is going to be at least 9 to 11% historically. So look at it that way and know, but at the same time, pair that information with sound investments. We're not jumping into, AMC and GameStop and things that don't have a tried and true, track record. I'm over here, I'm investing into the S&P 500. I'm investing into I'm a high percentage there. And then from there, I'm investing into blue chip stocks. I do want a higher exposure to certain things. I can't jump on and invest into everything, but I've decided there's certain stocks like Apple, Google, Tesla. I have a few that I will build a smaller position into. The same way that I built for my daughter's portfolio, but
Absolutely.
no fear. Yes, of course. I feel that that's going to help you to make the sound choices and, um, like you said, investing into an ETF gives you some simplicity. It gives you exposure, but it also gives you a level of safety because you're investing into a broad, amount of stocks. And with the volatility or things that can happen, you're not going to be as impacted in your portfolio. Like with, what's happened with certain things that are down in my portfolio, like with Disney and Target in recent news and issues that they've had over the last few months, or even more a longer time, or even a longer time frame. That's why I try to keep, you know, sorry. That's why I try to keep those individual stocks to a minimum in my portfolio. But I'm a kind of person that there's no excuses. We have to invest. We have to invest. I want you to do it in a safe way. I want you to make money. Like you said, we're in this to make money, not lose money. And if you do it in the right way, if you take your time and learn, and even if you just invest into VOO, if that's what you can manage to do, if you don't feel like you can do the research and figure this out, you can do that.
Absolutely. I'm telling you, Lisa, I promise you, I think the beginning is just what we're doing here. Just having an honest, transparent conversation. Two women. I didn't come from money. I don't have a degree in finance. I finally decided for myself. It's like, wait a minute. This is important. Just like we take care of our home, we take care of our car, we take care of all these other things, your finances deserve your attention. And we are never going to work our way to wealth. I think that part, when I realized I'm never going to be able to exchange enough of my time to make enough dollars to be wealthy, it clicked. And as I was getting this information, from all these different sources, the puzzle pieces started to fall into place that investing is the way to build wealth. I don't know anybody who would consider themselves wealthy unless they just were a trust fund baby and the money fell in their lap, that work their way to wealth. It's just that I have realized that, and I think I'm on a mission and a quest to get my sisters to see we've been exchanging our labor in America for forever. Has that made us wealthy? And that is not the key. The key is certainly what Lisa and I are both talking about, is investing into real estate. You pick, you choose. Even if you don't want to have tangible real estate like a physical place, there are REITs. There are all kinds
Exactly.
of ways that you can get into the market and have a share of your or a portion of your portfolio be represented in real estate. Lisa talked about stocks and ETFs and becoming educated. I think that's it. And having these conversations. And Lisa, for me, I think it's okay. And I want to give women permission to say, you know what? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. And I want to talk with somebody about that. So I wanted to have your channel highlighted because I know that you talk money on your channel. So can you talk to us just a little bit about what you do, how long you've been in YouTube? We understand that you kind of built yourself up, your financial base, your financial knowledge. You did that. You had to go out and pursue that. It wasn't as if your parents were passing down, this trust fund with all this financial knowledge. You had to do that. Yeah. So first of all, I want to just congratulate you and big up you on that, sister, because you did that. You created that. You created that change and started this legacy that I hear you talk about passing on to your daughter. So I think that is certainly noteworthy and worth commending. And I want other Black women to feel empowered by watching. So share with us what you do on your channel and anything else you want us to know.
Ah, well, on my channel, like I said, excuse me, I want you to know that you can do it. It's for us. It's for everyone. And don't let this opportunity pass you by. Compound interest, I think we don't understand the power of it because we've never taken the time to consistently invest for years potentially. I'm not asking you to, we're not going to get wealthy overnight. I don't have that. I can't tell you how to get wealthy overnight.
This is not
But
a get rich quick scheme. We are
it's
not
not,
talking about get
it's
rich
not.
quick.
I'm talking about long-term investing, and I'm
Mhm.
talking about building year after year. I'm talking about building for these children as soon as they get their social security number or whatever country you're in. As soon as the child is here, start investing and saving for them. And I'm just like, I just want people to when they come to my page, to my channel, I just want to just encourage them and just share what I'm doing as whatever small investment that I'm able to make. I'm telling you, I literally am going to be investing every day.
Mm-hmm. And Lisa, do you focus more on stocks? Do you do any options? Do you actually do any trading yourself, investing yourself, or do you farm all of that out to somebody else?
I do options very rarely. I had
Mhm.
not done any for maybe a good while, maybe about 9 months. But over the last month, I have started to do, just a few contracts just to get back into the hang of things. And also, I just want to be mindful. I want to be mindful. I want to take it slow. I want to make sure that I'm putting on my stop loss and I'm mitigating the risk because I'm here to make money. So I am definitely a high percentage of investor, long-term investor, very small portion uh, with trading and options.
And how do you see those two working together, Lisa? I'm so glad you said that. When I tell you there are so many similarities, that's my philosophy exactly. When I look at myself as an investor, I'm certainly more of a long-term investor.
Mhm.
Certainly ETFs, certainly index funds, and then there's some favorite stocks that I have. We won't even discuss Target. I have Target too. That's a whole nother story. But I also use options as a way to generate income. How do you see options playing as a part of your portfolio? How do they work for you in trading? And I know you just said that you just started trading options recently again. You started
Yes.
up again. But what's the role of for
Now,
you? And then I'll tell
I
you how I use it.
okay. With options, I don't want you to take it lightly. If people are thinking about getting into it, don't jump into it. You have to get into it. I think you should have a 5 to 10% stop loss. I think you should have a plan. on, have your mind around, I could potentially lose this money in that situation. So
Mhm.
I think it should not be taken lightly. I think you need to do your research and your education. Uh, Take the time to understand the charts and the movement of the different things that you're going to potentially get into options with. The time frame, the time decay, how much money you can lose just holding on. There's lots of elements to it that I think you need to factor. And I don't, just tell people to jump in there.
Yeah, I
The
agree. I
same
think
thing,
you were going to say, go ahead.
same thing with trading. You have if you're buying the stock with the mindset of this is a trade, then you need to understand if it drops a certain percentage, have that set so you get out and you're not here down 80-90% hoping it comes back. Because
Mhm.
mitigate the risk and mitigate your loss and get yourself out of it. And if you have to buy back in, if it's something that you're still compelled to do that, but don't let yourself go down that far on a play that you didn't really have your mind around the plan of how you're going to get in and how you're going to get out. That's my philosophy on that.
Absolutely sound advice when it comes to options. Options have been, I just started a year ago. And the way I started was I told y'all on the Target stock, and Target was taking a beating. And I'm thinking, I'm just sitting here watching this stock bleed out in the street. And my daughter was actually trading options. So I took a class, and I found it as a way to I'll short my own stock. If I own a couple individual stocks, and if they are having a particularly terrible day, it's already going down. I might as well purchase a put. So that one way I use options is to mitigate the loss of a stock that I'm holding. If that stock is taking a beating, I can go over and purchase a put and then kind of mitigate some of that loss. But I agree with you, Lisa. For me, being a retired teacher, I think education is the key to all of this stuff. I just think becoming educated, start there. Lisa, you said it. I think becoming knowledgeable. Do not enter into options trading lightly because there's some risk involved in terms of options trading, and you can lose your money. But for me, it is certainly a part of my investment strategy. I use it to more or less generate income. I can turn my computer on. And again, I don't trade every day either. But last night was a good night. I don't know if anybody caught it, but last night the market was on fire. It was a very green day. And so I was able to go in just, I had been following Apple. I own Apple. Everybody knows I had been following it. And Apple had a great night. So I was able to generate some income very quickly with trading options, but I then take that money and put that into long holds. So I kind of use my options trading income to fund, help speed up my long term investments.
Okay.
So, Lisa, as you continue to inspire others on their financial journey, what legacy do you hope to leave behind through your YouTube channel and your commitment to financial literacy? What do you hope your legacy is, Lisa?
What I'm sharing resonates with some people. I hope that, like you said, I sometimes it depends on where the message is coming from. I hope that I touch people that hadn't heard this message because they were willing to give me a chance. I hope
Mhm.
that young people, grandparents, godparents, whoever, I hope that they start to invest for the children because they have the most time on their side. I just hope that my videos and my story helps and encourages someone.
Lisa, I know you didn't set out to create a legacy, but I think in fact that's exactly what you have done. And I don't know, as Black women, we are not comfortable tooting our own horn. We are not comfortable saying, yes, I did that thing. I created something from nothing. Lisa, you absolutely created something from nothing. You created your own financial pathway when there wasn't one that was clearly set for you. You have set a beautiful example for your daughter. You changed the whole trajectory, and then you went on to create a YouTube channel to share that mission with other people. I think it might be a little more easier when somebody on the outside looking in can say, yes, sister, you did that thing. You created that, and that is absolutely the beginning of a beautiful financial legacy, Lisa. And I know you might not be comfortable saying it, but I'm absolutely comfortable saying it because that's what drew me. When I saw the work that you were doing, I was like, yep, she absolutely gets it. She gets that Black women, and really it's for everybody, but I think both of our audiences speak to people who look like us, that it is our time. We
Mhm.
don't have to wait anymore. The information is out there. And Lisa, I want to thank you personally for being so willing to share that information. I know what it takes to do a YouTube channel, the commitment to be consistent and to come out and have great quality content and good information. It doesn't happen, by happenstance. So kudos to you, sister, first of all, for creating the channel and spreading this knowledge.
Thank you. I appreciate the compliment. I appreciate you, checking out my channel, seeing something in me and inviting me to come on and have this talk with you.
Lisa, do you go on regularly? Do you have a regular scheduled time so we can share with viewers when they can catch you? Do you do a weekly live?
No, I do not.
Well,
I
neither do
do.
I.
I do not have a schedule. Right now, I am a part of a challenge and I've been posting daily since August 1st. So this is day 23 for me.
Well,
And I
you guys,
hope, fingers crossed, I get something out today.
we're definitely going to get that. We're going to try to help you out, Lisa, and get some content up for you today so you can stay true to that challenge. Lisa, first of all, thank you again for joining me. This is my very first interview, and everybody knows me. This is not what I do, you all. But I want to thank Lisa. I just could not let this opportunity go by. Every day it seems like I see, I won't say every day because there's not that many of us in the space, but just to see another sister talking money, I had to connect with you, sister. I just had to have this conversation and let people know there's certainly no competition. We both talk the same talk. I want you to go over and check out Lisa. Lisa's channel has a different spin from my channel. What you can pick up from me, you might pick up something different on Lisa's channel. So please, by all means, please go check out Lisa J. Stocks and be looking for more content from her. Lisa, thank you again for joining me today.
Thank you.
Bye bye, y'all.